All right. We're live. Live. We're live on YouTube.
Are we
Live. Yes, that's what it says. It says this
now?
content is being live streamed. That's what it says.
Okay. Hi, everybody. It's me, Jennifer from Little Metal Foxes, and I've got
Julia from Little Metal Foxes.
and
Ellen from Little Metal Foxes.
hi,
A
everybody.
full complement of foxes.
Right. A what's it called? A skein?
A skulk. A leash. Apparently, there are a couple different words. A skulk, which makes a certain amount of sense.
Yeah.
Skulking along. And then why it's called a leash of foxes, I don't know. But apparently that is another collective noun for foxes is leash. Leash.
Cool. Well, you guys did so great while I was not available last week, and I was so full of ideas once you guys got done that I had a few more to add, and about making your stamps more visible and organized. So I've got a bunch of stamps, and trying to get them organized can be a real trick when you've got a lot of them, and trying to keep them straight and seeing what's what. And one of the things I realized is that with some of these stamps, or with most of the stamps, the way that ImpressArt packages these, there's like a little tray that's on the inside of the package.
Mm-hmm.
And I took the outside indicator of what was on there, the graphic,
Mm-hmm.
and just put that on the bottom so I know. And that way, because mine are in a drawer, but so they're face up, so I can see what they are, which is nice to have little trays like that. And I also have a little tray like that, which I can kind of lay them and stack them into and bring them over to my bench when I'm using them. So that's thing number one. But the other thing,
Wait, because what I did with the loose stamps, so the ones that don't come in a package was what we're talking about, right? So the ones that come in their own pre-made case, right? Some of them come like this, but the ones that are loose, this is what I did. This is a box from old-fashioned slides, like Ektachrome slides. So I happen to have enough. Yeah, they happen to have enough stamps that it pretty much filled this up with the different sizes. So, I mean, just look around your house and see what you can find that might be a good height to hold them.
Oh, I actually have a recommendation.
Yeah.
This thing. I got it at my local sewing store.
That's brilliant.
It's called a Stash and Store. It's a little silicone top. And
yeah, you can stick all kinds of stuff in there. And it's shallow enough.
Yes.
That would be perfect. Because what's nice about this is that you can see what the stamp is, right, from the top. But the disadvantage is if you take something out, the others start to fall over. So I love the Stash and Store idea, Helen, because then I wanted to try to put some things in between these, and I couldn't find something that worked really well. And I'm like, I'm just going to find a box that kind of all fit in, and then I'll worry about it from there. But the Stash and Store is excellent.
that's a great
yes,
idea.
that actually it will be going on the Padlet if I haven't already done it. So
Okay.
Oh,
And
cool.
we'll put a link to it on the description for this video as well.
Yeah, and you can get that at like Joann Fabrics, Michaels, I'll bet, places like that.
I got this at an independent one, but I will quickly look for a link.
Amazon or someplace. Yeah.
I need one. I need two. I need half a dozen.
The ImpressArt, they sell them in little sets like that, but you can buy the cases empty. So you can get the cases for 3, 4, 6, 9.5 millimeters. So you can get empty cases to organize stuff in. You can also get the larger cases that are like this.
Oh, it comes in purple.
Yeah.
Ooh, talking my language, girlfriend. Helen, she knows. All she has to do is send me, look, it's in purple. And I'm like, okay, fine, in the cart.
But it is back to school, and I was just over at Office Max, and I found these great little crayon cases. So some of the stamps that I've got are the ultra detail stamps, and they're about 12 millimeters. They're too big to fit in the cases like this. So some of them are in sets. I've got like my Christmas ones in this one. And what I'll do is I'm going to switch over to my other camera so you can see. Is I will put the There we go. Aha. So I've
Very nice.
got,
Very nice.
yeah. So I just cut the label off of the package and tape that to the
But
outside.
Jennifer, I can't. I'm not one of the co-hosts, so I can't spotlight you. You have to spotlight yourself
Okay, let me do this.
because otherwise we can't really see what you're talking about. You could also make me co-host. I came in on my regular
Yeah.
account.
You are now co-host.
Oh, I am, so I could spotlight her.
Yes.
Yes.
There you go. So,
Spotlight for everyone. That's what I want to do.
so this one has the, you know, it's pretty well marked and identified, and it has the information in there, so it's good to see. You can see this pretty clearly for, you know, what it is. With some of the bigger ones, they send you a little pre-stamped sample, and this is kind of nice. But you could, you know, make one of your own that you could, you know, glue to the outside of the box, you know, boink at the top or bottom. But this makes it really easy to be able to, you know what's in the box. And the bigger ones are kind of nice, but this is all my holiday ones, and I'm just gonna set that up like that, and then have the little samples glued to the top.
Love it.
Like that. So I can see them, because mine lay down in the drawers like this. The other thing that I really want to be able to do, because I'm usually using different stamps for different things, so I might use, you know, one of the stamps from my, you know, aside the sea, along with maybe letter stamps and stuff. And when I'm putting them all away, because I've got so many of them out, I know where they go back to by color coding them. And it also makes them a little easier to see, because some of them it's hard to see what they are when you're looking at these, especially with the super shiny ones. So you can kind of see here what I did. I used an enamel pen, which makes it just pop on that really super silver surface, shiny surface. So what I'll do is just take the, get that out of the way. So I'll take the stamp like that. And this is a Sharpie paint pen. So they're an oil-based paint pen. Or
Is that, I mean, is that, because I know ImpressArt has enamel, quote unquote. I mean, I'm assuming it's something very similar to that.
you can use those from ImpressArt. You can use these. I mean, Sharpie makes them. You can get them from the art supply store. And, you know, you just want to give it a second to kind of like dry down in the low areas. And I'll use just like really fine tissue, something that's absorbent, but not too soft. I don't want to like suck all the ink out of the low areas. But I'll let that usually dry for a minute, and then I'll reapply it to kind of build it up a little bit.
Super saturate.
Yeah, and just get it. Once you get the first coat down there, it sticks a little bit better, and I can get more paint down in that area. So just having it, you know, like wiped off the surface really lightly will keep that that detail down in there. And if you know, now you can really see, you know, what it looks like. And I can even just, if I need to, use a little sandpaper. And that makes it a little less shiny. So then I can really see a little more easily what this stamp is. But what I love to do is this. So if you have like little collections of stamps, this is the by the sea stuff. So I've got my white pen, and I can just do right in there and let that sit for a second. And then on this one, I'm going to use red. So I know that my red and white ones are going to be this collection. And if I'm
I see.
From like this collection, I could use like a purple paint pen or a lavender paint pen. So I know that they go back in this box. If I'm using something from, you know, this one, I can do them with blue. So I know they come in that box. But you can get all kinds of different color, you know, paint pens and do different, different color coding. But yeah. So the tissue works really well because it just takes it off the high surfaces. Yeah. There we go. And I'll just run a little sandpaper over that. Here we go.
So basically what you were trying to do was use the color coding to make it clear that these stamps were all part of a set.
Yes.
Right. So like, because there are a number of different mandala sets, for example, there are multiple different mandala sets. And so some of them, I mean, if you really care about keeping them all in one group, you're going to have to figure out a way to mark them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. This is one of the mandala sets. So, so what I can do is like put all these in like a turquoise or all of them in, a yellow or something. So I know which set these actually go with.
Right. Right. Which is smart, right? Because it's like, I mean, you can also get nail polish and put little dots of nail polish, but if the paint markers are going to stay into the depressions more easily than on the surface, right? Because I'm assuming the paint markers aren't quite as persistent as nail polish. Is that
I think, yeah, either one, as long as it's kind of beneath the surface, it's going to be a little bit easier to see. But especially the ones that are shiny are the ones that are a little harder to see because of the reflection. So giving them just a little, a little sandpaper surface and a little paint on those makes it a lot easier to sort of see them. But yeah. So, and then the other thing, like I said, I noticed is that with these little sets, I just cut the tag off the front, and I can see what set it is, what it does. I've got the order number if I need to replace a part. I know how big these are, so I've got all the information that I need attached with these little sets, and then using something like that, I can just stack them in, so I can see them because I have a drawer. I don't have as much bench space to have them all out.
Right. No, I have mine in a drawer as well, and they're
so if you're looking at the top of them, that's one thing because you can kind of, see the top, but the when you have them laying down, sometimes it's a little harder to see what's what if you're grabbing them. So anyway, for color coding and for visibility, I like using those on the stamps themselves.
And it really only matters if you care about trying to keep the groups together, right? If you don't, if really all you care about is the shapes, which is also perfectly legit, then it's less of an issue. I mean, the nice thing about the ImpressArt stamps is that you can tell which side, I mean, and of course with the mandala things, it's like which side is right way up is less relevant because it's a shape. So you get to use it however way you want.
Right. But if you're talking about like some of the texture stamps that they include with the like the alphabet letters, you've got, or you don't know which font you pulled it from. If you have more than one font, it makes it a little easier. What box it goes back in. So I just kind of like having that kind of a little bit of organization for stuff like that, so I know where it goes and it's easier to put it all away at the end.
I like that they do different colors for the boxes, and I think having a paint marker that's the color of the box to mark all the things that go in the box makes a lot of sense. So
yeah, but even just being able to identify what's in where,
absolutely,
it's going to make your time less, when you're having to like pull stuff out and put it away, which you don't want to have to like be like fuss over like, oh, I
dig
can't
through everything. Yeah,
I can't find the stamp I was looking for.
Well, and I just know because I know with even the few stamps that I had before Jeff sent me this great fabulous collection of other stamps, but I only had a couple of, I mean, I had a big letter set and a small letter set, and they were all capitals. And even with those, like you get them all out on the bench, and then you're like, oh wait, now which one goes, which one's in which bin, and it's like they can get mixed up, and
especially if you're using uppercase and lowercase letters.
Exactly.
So you might have like 2 lines on it for uppercase and 1 line for lowercase, just so that you can kind of like, okay, bing, 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 bing. That's where it goes. Right. But Julia, you had mentioned something that I did not realize about these boxes, which I thought was really funny, that I had never seen it before until you said this. So some of the boxes have most of the number stamps come with, like 9 in the box, like that.
Yeah, so you have 9 stamps in the box, but there are 10 numbers.
Yes. So you've got a 6 that is also, turn it over, and you've got your 9. So on the box itself, it actually says 6 and 9.
6
But
slash 9, yeah.
you had another really cool tip for that as well. Let me see.
Yeah, so I just took, so all I did for mine was, and here I'm going to spotlight myself so that I can hold this up here. When I was marking mine, I just marked all of my stamps. I just put a little bit of, these are ones that don't have a thumb notch or don't have text or something. These are some cheap stamps. These are not ImpressArt stamps, but I just marked them with a little bit of nail polish. And then for the 6 and the 9, I just marked with the nail polish a little bit lower down. And then I took a vibratory engraving tool.
Right.
You can see, and I just engraved a 9 on the side where it would be right side up for a 9. And then if you rotate it around, I engraved a little 6 on the side that it would be right side up if you were using a 6. So that was just how I solved this problem of wanting to make sure that whenever the green is toward me, I know that the stamp is right side up. So yeah, that was my solution for that. So yeah.
Great. So this is, let me see if I got, oh, I do.
That's only one. You could do all kinds of different things. You know, it didn't have to be that.
I'm going to switch over to this camera. And so you can see on this one, there we go. So you can see on this one, when it's, this is usually toward you, any of the writing or notches or things like that are usually facing you when you're working. So if I was to use this, it's going to give me a 6.
Mm-hmm.
So this is going to be my 6 side. But if I turn it around, I've got 3 blank sides, and it makes it a little bit easier. And I've got one of those little engraver things, and this has a tiny little diamond burr on the end. And I can do my 9.
Nice. Yep.
Right on the end of that, so I can see it a little bit better. So I know when it's facing me, it's this way, it's a 9, and when it's facing this way, it's a 6. So I've got 6 facing me, 9 facing me. So that's what you had done with yours. I thought that's just brilliant. But I didn't realize until you told me that the box actually says that.
Right. The box is marked. So you have to tip it a little bit. We can't quite see it.
Yeah.
It's just hard to see because there's not enough shadow, I think.
Kind of see.
You can kind of see. The stamps are in focus.
If you rotate it one side towards the red pen, then you can see it better.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, there you can see. There's that 6 and 9 stamped on there, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. So the stamp only has like that 1 on the one side. But yeah, but now this one is all set. So when I put it back in, I'll know which one's which. So this box isn't marked at all, except, you know, on the front, you know, but it's only got that 1.
Mm-hmm.
It's both a 6 and a 9. So
Mm-hmm.
now that one's marked. Ta-da!
Yay!
Sweet.
Hooray! All right. Love a good tool tip. That was a great tip, Julia. I really appreciate that. So there you go. Anything I can do to get things more organized. My studio has so much stuff in it, and
Oh my God. I love the stash and store too. That idea, because it's like, you know, you can
When I found the website, I was like, oh, there are more. They're like heart
mini
shapes
one.
and wee ones and longer ones. I was like, and more colors. And I was like, uh-oh.
is there purple?
Purple and pink.
Yes.
Store. Love it. Okay.
I don't really like that pink color. If they had a lime green, which I didn't see at the store, I will get that. But purple definitely.
Yes, indeed. All right, ladies. Thank you so much for some more great tool tips. I appreciate it.
They do have a lime green one.
Yay!
Love it.
I'm going shopping.
They have the mini one and then they have the longer one. But the other thing is, you know, like if you're doing if you're doing multiple stampings, right? Like if you're stamping the same word on multiple things, let's say you're making a series of 10 Christmas ornaments and all of them are going to have the same words and the same dates, and you want to do them in the same order. If you've got one of those little guys, you could pull out all the stamps that are the appropriate stamps and you stick them into a little holder in the order in which you're going to use them. And then you just keep like putting them back, taking the next one out, putting them back, because it's really easy to lay stuff down and not realize
Yep.
where, you just put it down and now it's like, wait, which one is the next one? So, I mean, you could do that by laying them out on the counter as on the table as well, but I like the idea of having a little thing.
Yes.
That's just me. Plus it's purple or lime green or both.
I just took my label off the bag.
Cool.
So yeah, so all of them come in those little bags, but I'm going to take the label off the bag and these little packs to the outside. So
Perfect.
there you go. And then these can go back in the box. So these are the big, they're the 12. So they're
Yeah,
really-
Oh
those
my
are
God,
honking.
they're honking.
They're honking. They take some extra.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're the ones where you can't just hit them once, right? Because if you just hit it once,
No.
you're going to get a misstrike. You're not going to get the whole thing to stamp. You have to like hold it, and then you have to like north side. You have to like
Yeah.
rock it a little bit as you hit it, so that you get north, south, east, west. To get all four corners.
Yeah. But this is kind of nice because it does get me, all the my Christmas word stamps are all in one box.
There you
And
go.
all the, specialized stamps can be together in one thing, and I just can pull these out when I need them.
Right.
And this isn't a set that I'm going to use a lot. So having something in, a little storage place that, I can see it, but I don't have to, have it like in front of me all the time. Makes it a little bit easier.
Being able to put things away so there's not visual noise. Yes.
Yeah.
There we go. So I can lay this down. And they're good to
That's
go.
awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Here we go. All right. Yeah. Well, ladies, thank you so much. We'll see you next week for Tool Tip Tuesday. And if you have anything you would like to hear tips about, let us know. Drop a note down below and make sure you hit like so we know you like us, that you're out there. And be sure to comment if you have other storage ideas that you use or things that you found that work really well for your stamp organization. Let us know, because we'll share with other people as well. So
we always like to know more ways to efficiently pack stuff into a drawer.
Right. If you're subscribed, hit the bell, subscribe, all that good stuff, and you'll know when we're live, and you can always join us and ask any questions. All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Yep.
For